Hello, guys. Good morning. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. We are going to code JavaScript today. Advanced JavaScript. Fantastic. And have some wine and relax. Just JavaScript coding. Okay. And meanwhile, I'm going to tell you something about JavaScript. And maybe you can learn something from it. This is red wine, about 200 ml. For soothing my soul. This is my ultimate hacking keyboard, UHK80. There's a review on my YouTube. I recommend it. Okay, let's switch my screen to the real screen and have a sip of wine. Let's see. Okay, fantastic. So if you are watching this offline, play at 1.5 speed. If you are watching here, say hi. So let's pop out this window, this chat window, so I can be notified of your comments. Okay, so what I want to do today's talk show, let's go to JavaScript in depth. Search for it, you will find it. In-depth tutorial of the best tutorial on JavaScript. Everything you want to know on xahlee.info, xahlee.info. That's my website. If you got security error, ignore it because my website do not ask you for credit card. So you don't have to worry about, security. So what I want to do, so I'm just going to code some JavaScript. Okay, so first step is JavaScript, go to JavaScript blog. So search for Xah Lee web dev blog. You'll find it. Tremendous update on JavaScript. Okay, now I want to go to the sort, array sort. Okay, Array.prototype.sort. Now here, that's a method to sort array. Okay, what I want to do is just add a example of sorting objects. Okay, now so where do I want it? So this is actually, so okay, so let's expand the window because this is I have huge font on. So let's expand the window so you can see more. Okay, so this is the sort method. I want to add an example of sorting array because sorting objects because that's often needed. Now, so there's a custom sort order function. Okay, so let's add there. Okay, now again, pre. Okay, custom. Okay, so let's add an example here. Okay, so. Okay, all the objects. Okay. Okay, so let's just write a just an example. Okay, so let's say first of all you need several objects. Comments there. Okay, so let's say, so first of all, my X array. Okay, so constants X array equals to array, and inside this array you got several objects named John something. Okay, and the age let's say 83. That's too old. Okay, so let's pick a number 40. Okay, so name John, age 40. Okay, let's have that. Okay, copy that, and here is, let's say, Mary, age let's say 12. Well, 12 is not good, because people think about something. Let's say 19. Okay, well, okay, okay. Anyway, so we got a object of two things name. Let's make the name string. Yeah, you have to. So you got array of objects. You want to sort them. Okay, so you want to sort objects. in array. Okay, so that's what you want to do. That's a declaration of your intention. Am I going? Video check, audio check. Am I alive? Yes. Say hi, guys. Okay. We're doing random JavaScript doodling. Okay, JavaScript coding. If you have questions about JavaScript, you can ask me. I can tell you all about it. Okay. So now we're gonna sort. So you see, we need to write a custom function. You know, sort in JavaScript is very lousy. You know, if you don't know, let me show you. Okay, sort in JavaScript is idiotic to the extreme. If you don't know, let me show you. Okay, let's say 3, 4. Let's say 8. Okay, that's an array, and you want to sort it, right? So you want console log array. So let's move it to the top. Okay, so the idiocy of sort in JavaScript. That's what I'm demonstrating. Okay, the idiocy of sort. So you know, so you got, you know, you got array 8, 3, 4. You want to sort it, right? Sort is a method, so you get, you know, param. Okay, run it. You got 3, 3, 4, 8. What the fuck is going on? Okay, well, that is correct. Well, but what I meant is that. Okay, wait. What I meant is, let's say 30 and 40. Okay. 8, 30, and 40. You want to sort it. What do you get? You get 30, 40, then 8. It's idiotic. Okay, do you guys see what I mean? Do you guys see this idiocy of the sort in JavaScript? Now, why does it do that? It's because JavaScript, if you don't give a function, your custom function to specify the ordering of things, by default, it turns every element in your array into a string. Then they compare the string using, you know, dictionary order. Actually, no, they compare the string using the code unit, which means the 16 bits. So they take a character, they take the first 16 bits of the UTF-16 encoding. Then they order by the 16 bits. Okay, do you guys understand? Probably not, because it's fairly complicated. Okay, so that's why you get this 30, 48. Okay, the idiocy of sort in JavaScript. Okay, let's okay, so let's put this back. Let's copy that. Let's go to today's talk show. What is this? Go to today's talk show, showing browser. Go back and section, go to the last end section, add a new section, and paste in, wait, what? And make it JavaScript, okay? And syntax correct, showing browser. So we show the idiocy of sort in JavaScript. Now, why is it doing that? Well, it's fully explained in here, okay? Sort array in place. Okay, and the default function, okay, sort, you know, sort element by convert each element to string and compare their code unit order. Okay, that's what it's doing. So copy that, go back and paste the link and the show in browser, so people who watch my show can check it out. Okay, that's the side demo of the idiocy of the JavaScript sort. JavaScript has 1,000 idiocies. Okay, so close that. Wait, what did we close? Okay, X2do close, talk show index page close, back to Emacs close, and this is today's talk show. Fantastic. Go back to Emacs, switch panel. This is Xah web dev, fantastic web dev. Okay, it's fantastic blog. You should read it. Let's linkify it there. Fantastic. Okay, and by the way, those links are my keyboards, Ultimate Hacking keyboard. Okay, fantastic, full detailed photos and video reviews and unboxing. Okay, that's my keyboard. and go back, and then there it is, my trackball right there. Okay, and go back, and there is my Ouyang drawing tablet. Okay, cheers. So these are great. You can go there and buy them from my links on my website. And what I'm using is Emacs, the most advanced, powerful editing system using Xah Lee keys. Most advanced, more advanced than Vim or NeoVim. Okay, by keystrokes, less keystrokes. Okay, now let's go back to Emacs and let's go back to do what we were doing. So we were doing actually, yeah, we was writing an example of sort object in array. Okay, so you need a function here. So if you don't know what I'm doing, let me show you. Okay. This JavaScript idiocy. Okay, so let me put that there. So sort here, you need a parent, then you need to say a function. Okay, you need to give a function, and you know, so we are doing kind of like functional programming. Okay, so but no, so to make it easier to understand, we can just define the function here. So sort, let's say predicate. Okay, wait, let's do this. Sort predicate. That's a classic name, classic style of naming, because predicate is what people say when you know, when you pass a function that returns true or false. You call it predicate. Okay, but today with Zoomer generation, you guys don't know. You know, you guys don't know what the what the value is predicate. You know. Zoomer idiots. They would say, you know, what the Zoomer generate. Okay, let me explain. The Zoomer idiots would say, sort callback. Okay, that's what they call it. That's what they say, callback function. The Zoomer idiots, the fucking extreme idiots. Like, oh, Jesus, I so despise them so much. Okay, so anyway, so let's leave that comment there. Okay, so anyway, the classic way, to name sort function is predicate. Okay, predicate came from logic. You know, came from logic. Predicate means any function that returns either true or false. Okay. So to make it easier to understand, so you can define a function like that. We are doing functional programming. Okay, so you want to say, so X is an object. So you want, you know, given an object, you know, so and here we can just say sort predicate. You know, we pass the function name. Okay, and here we let's rename this array of objects. Okay, let's make it more understandable. So here is just an array of objects. You see, we want to sort this array of objects by this sort predicate. Fantastic. Okay, now we just need to write this sort predicate. So what are you guys saying? Good morning, good evening. Hey, great. JavaScript is basically a Lisp. Yes, kind of. It's based on scheme Lisp. Fantastic. Well, I mean, well, I think it's wrong to say JavaScript is basically a Lisp, because if you say that, basically what you mean is that JavaScript is, you know, basically what you effectively means is that JavaScript is a functional programming language, but not pure. It's like mostly functional programming language. Okay, so that is what people mean when people say JavaScript is basically a Lisp. People have been saying that people actually said that for Python and for Ruby. You know, like Python is just a better Lisp. Ruby is just a better Lisp. You know, back then, actually, they even said that for Perl. So So this is going back to history, okay? If you actually go back to history, if you lived in the 1990s, in the 2000s, people actually say that because when Perl became super popular, there's nothing like it. It's just, and it's super convenient, just like Lisp. You have lists, you can add elements to a list. It's so convenient, unlike C, where you can move a shit without spending an hour, like C or C++. So technically, it is incorrect to say JavaScript is basically a Lisp, because people actually said that about Perl and about Python and about Ruby. And Python actually from people, top expert of Lisp, common Lisp. That guy is Peter Norvig. He's a big promoter of Python back in 2002, around there, for 5 years. 2002 is when Google was, Python, people don't know Python back then. Google was using it. Peter Norvig is a very well-known common Lisp expert, and also in the AI field, okay? Peter Norvig. Okay, so he's 69 years old today. So back in 2000, in 2001, he won AI Fellow, okay, small awards. Anyway, so he works at Google. So in 2001, 2002, he's promoting Python. He's well known in Lisp AI field, common Lisp. Okay, so but in 2001, 2002, he's promoting Python. He's saying Python is just a Lisp. Okay, Python is like the Lisp, because on the other hand, Lisp is kind of already dying at that time, because like people don't know what is Lisp, like, oh, this advanced fancy thing. I don't know what is, too complicated, seems too advanced. So anyway, in 2002, this guy is promoting Lisp, okay? And he's promoting Python. He's like saying, like, he actually said it. Python is like a Lisp. You can find the blog, okay? So can we find the blog? Yeah, I think so. So if you have to, so I'm talking about some coding history here. Peter Norvig, Python is a Lisp. Okay, let's see if we can find some Peter Norvig. Okay, so AI slob. Now AI is gonna say something about it. Okay, Hacker News. Peter Norvig, a serious Lisper, calls Python something. This is 2018. This by Zoomer Idiots. Okay, we are talking about the year 2001, 2002. Okay, so Peter Norvig here, I came to Python now. This is 2010. Okay, okay, so yeah, in the 2000s. Okay, so anyway, let's see what Peter AI says. Peter Norvig, a prominent computer scientist and former Lisp advocate, has described Python as an acceptable Lisp. That's right, that's the word he used. A sentiment he has expressed both in public talks and online discussions. His views stem from Python's deep alignment with core Lisp principles, such as everything being an object, first-class functions, dynamic typing, and blah, blah, blah. Drivel, okay? In my opinion, he is incorrect. Anyway, so I wanted to tell you guys some history. Hello, Sola, and hello, the informaticist. Okay, so I digress into some history about Peter Norvig, a big, huge, famous guy in AI community and Lisp, and a history, a snippet of history, how he promoted Python. Okay, but Lisp is not, but Python is not a Lisp. Okay, Python, Ruby, they are like totally not a Lisp. In order to be like, at least to even be like Lisp, you need a few characteristics. First of all, you need a paren. Okay, you need to have lots of parens. Okay, so here's a Lisp code. So let's go to some. Here's Lisp code. Okay. You need to have parens, like heavy nesting. That's the characteristics of Lisp, good or bad. You need to have this, okay? you need symbols. You know, every of your function name, of your variable name, they are actually symbols, okay? That means they can be held unevaluated, okay? So you need parentheses, syntax, you need symbols. Every name is symbols, not like JavaScript, you know, that like what the fuck is this const? You know, it's a keyword, it's not a symbol. You can't, you know, you need to have symbols, okay? You need to have paren, nesting paren, you need to have symbols, and then you need to have mostly functional programming, okay? That JavaScript qualifies, but Python does not qualify, okay? You need to have, the language must be mostly, predominantly functional programming. JavaScript qualifies because JavaScript is a derivative of Scheme, Lisp by design. JavaScript by Brenda Ike. Specifically, he wanted to create a Lisp, Scheme Lisp dialect. That's JavaScript. Okay, qualifies. Python, no, because the Guido van Rossum idiots, he hates functional programming. He hates Lisp. He hates Scheme. The lambda in Python is even broken. You can't have like full function in lambda, you know, Python. It's a long story. I have lots of articles on that. But anyway, so Python does not qualify. It's not predominant functional programming. Python is actually, if you code Python, they want you to do like object-oriented programming. So if you are a functional guy, you run into lots of frustrations in Python, okay? So so Peter Norvig, you know, saying that Python is like acceptable Lisp, in my opinion, that's like a homework. You get a fail. Okay, you get a fail. I mean, technically, this is not like a scientific publication. If he published this as a scientific paper in computer science saying that Python is an acceptable Lisp, he won't get qualified. You know, he won't get you know what they how they say what's the word? You know, the scientific publication. So you guys are quiet. Are you guys still hearing what I'm saying? So you know, among the scientific publication, they have a peer review system. You know, if Peter Norvig actually said trying to publish this as a paper, I'm not sure it's gonna go well. But actually, he's gonna fly because his big name. Usually, you see, scientific papers in the past 20 years has kind of collapsed a lot, along with the general USA politics. So they become like collapsed. Anyway, so that's a side note about Peter Norvig. Okay, so now remember characteristics of Lisp. Let me write this down. I did a live stream about this like 3-4 years ago. So let me write this down. Okay, this is critical. In order for a programming language to be like Lisp, you have to have these characteristics. Okay, so characteristics well, that's characteristics. Okay, so let's got a shortcut. Characteristics of Lisp. You must have symbols, nested syntax. Okay, Wolfram language also qualify. Wolfram language, Common Lisp, Scheme Lisp, Emacs Lisp, Auto Lisp, Closure Lisp, they all qualify. Okay, then you gotta have symbols. Same thing with Closure Lisp, you got symbols. Okay, then you need to have macros. Okay, that's a feature the dear to the Lispers. Okay, dear to the heart of Lispers. But I despise it. Okay, but still, macros. Okay, macros is like fundamental. So there are two macros actually. Lisp macros, and there is the reader macros. Reader macros is kind of esoteric, but this macros more people understand. Okay, I gotta shut down my alarm. Okay, characteristics of Lisp. Okay, I think how long have I been talking? So yes, guys, thank you, guys. Yeah, cheers. Is this digression interesting? So you guys have to give me some feedback. Like sometimes I have because I talk random, my character, my personality, my live stream. So I have all sort of people watching me. Like a lot of you guys are young people. And a lot of you guys into Lisp, a lot of you guys into crazy, like you think I'm a nut job, like the God operating system, that guy, what's his name? And some of you are mathematicians, professors. So because I go over, so anyway, so we were coding JavaScript and we digress into Lisp. So the characteristics of Lisp. You have, let's see, what else you need? Oh, yeah, predominantly functional programming. So, okay, so that's important characteristics. In fact, that should be here. Okay, so this is kind of order in their importance. So in Lisp, for a programming language to be characterized as like Lisp, you have to have nested syntax. Well, to be a Lisp, you must have nested syntax, symbols, predominantly functional programming, which is not Python. Python failed here. Lisp macros and reader macros, and that's about it. Okay, if you want to claim your Lisp, your programming language is a Lisp, you must have this. Okay. Now, if you want to claim your programming is like Lisp, like the Peter Norvig would say, acceptable Lisp. Well, what does it mean, acceptable? It's not a Lisp, okay? And you got some, you need some other things, like less important, but it's implicitly required, such as auto memory management. Okay, that's like also known as ACA, garbage collection, by the C and C++ idiots, the industrial programming idiots. When they hear the word garbage collection, they get excited. Oh, garbage collection, oh way, oh, memory, fuck them, fuck the C++, this type of, and Rust, bit diddlers. Okay, I despise them. If you say automatic memory management, they don't feel nothing. These people, so funny. It means the same thing, but you have to say garbage collection. They get excited. They're gonna tell you why you need it, why you not. You shouldn't need it. Most of them they hate it. Okay, like the C idiots. Okay, so anyway, so to be like Lisp, you must have auto memory management. Okay. Okay, that's and you, of course you must have built-in list or array data type. Otherwise, you can say your language is like Lisp. Okay, so some other implicit requirements are, okay, now showing browser, so you can see so this is the meaning of Lisp. Okay, hello man, what are we learning? We are learning, talking about computer science, computer scientist history, Peter Norvig, and Python programming language history, and Lisp, okay, and JavaScript. Okay, anyway, I think I talked too long. Now let's just go back and finish my JavaScript program. So I was talking about the terminology, predicate. Okay, so let's finish the program. Okay, so we digress. So let's write this function. So this here, you need two variables, AA and BB. The predicate sort for sort. They need to compare. Okay, so for the JavaScript, it's funny because in JavaScript, you know, the JavaScript sort, you need to return -1 or 0 or 1. That's how it determines, you know, your predicate function needs to return these three possible values. Okay, funny in JavaScript. That, by the way, this feature came from Perl. So Brenda Eich, the creator of JavaScript, he borrowed, you know, this from Perl. This is how Perl's sort function works. You know, you need if you want a custom sort, you need to pass a function, and your function must return -1 or 0 or 1 to indicate which, you know, element is preceding or succeeding. Okay, that's the math jargon for order. Okay, so anyway, so what we are doing, yeah, so we want to, so AA, so if let's say this is what we want to do. If AA dot name, okay, so is less than BB dot name, well, actually age, not name, okay, because we want to sort this object, remember? So if that is that, then return that, okay, something like that. Copy, paste, okay, so we can like do that and that, okay. So if that equals to BB age, then that, okay. If then it's the greater, wait, yeah. So this is what you have to do, okay. This is the sort predicate. What the Zoomer idiots would say, this is the sort for callback function, okay. So you got a object, array of objects, then you got the predicate function, then you want to sort them, so sort it, okay. That's output, and this part is from previous, we don't need it, okay. Now double check one more time, is the whole code correct? Check, yeah, I'm pretty sure, sort predicate, yeah, array of objects, okay. So let's run it. Press, okay, wait, press. Let's see, we got this result. Now, is this result correct? Mary, age 19, John, age 40. Is it correct? Correct. It actually reversed them, you see. So we can actually add another thing. Mary, John, Joe. Okay, Joe, age, how old is Joe? Let's say, you know, let's, okay, 15, well, yeah, okay, Joe. And then let's say David, age, let's random number, okay. Oh, David, what? D-A-V-I-D, okay. Dave, let's just say Dave, Joe, Mary, John, okay. John, Mary, Joe, Dave, okay, something like that. So did you see? So yeah, so we run it. So you got that, copy and paste it here. Fantastic. Did we do well? Yes, we did do well. Fantastic and beautiful. So we succeeded. Put it back. Syntax color the whole page, show in browser. So we completed today's task of updating, adding an example to my JavaScript in-depth tutorial on Array.prototype.sort by adding an example of a frequently needed example of how do you sort objects, array of objects, okay? So we added the example. Now, previously, I mean, I had other examples. So this example, for example, this one is more complex. you see, you have an array of strings, and in each string you got, some letters then followed by a number. So to sort these strings, you want to extract the number after the first character. So that's so that's a little example of custom function. Then we explain other things. The default order function, which is we have in this example to showcase the default sort order, which is by the code unit idiocy, which is the first 16 bits of a character UTF-16 encoding. So what JavaScript does is, first of all, it converts the elements in your array into a string. Then for each index in the string, it takes, for each element, the first character, it turns into the 16 bits of UTF-16 encoding and compare that. So that's extreme idiocy. And that's a default sort order that's illustrated here. Okay. Anyway, so that's it for today. So if you guys like my stuff, okay, hey, okay, is that good? Is that reasonable? Is that so you go to xahlee.info. Pay me $100 if you have a job. Xahlee.info, HTTP no S, and all the way down. Then you can just pay Patreon or Amazon gift card or PayPal me. Okay. Okay, that's it, guys. I think that's it. Bye. No questions, anyone? Okay, we shut down in a minute. So we did this sort, fantastic. Order objects, example order objects, yeah. The classic way. Oh, wait. Now, you see, let's copy this to my tutorial, because here is my official, here is my JavaScript, wait, where is it? Object reference, yeah. So this is my JavaScript in-depth tutorial, right? You don't want, in this JavaScript tutorial array class, then you go to array prototype, then you go down, so many methods, you go to sort. You don't want to say Zoomer idiots here. So actually, let's copy that. Copy that. Go to my talk show. Put that into my talk show. Okay. Then, but in my here, don't say this thing. Okay. And let's clarify for the right audience. Okay. So let's say example of sort objects in array. Okay. So don't say that. People don't need to know that. And in fact, we don't need this well, you can kind of, you can put this. So this is a functional programming. You can just put that here. You don't need it to be separate. So typically, for real life functional programming, if you are familiar, usually you don't create it in a separate function. You just put it there, part of it. Okay. So now you can see the code is more compact. This is more like real, production code of sorting. Okay. So you can see you run it, same result. Okay. So now put it back, syntax showing browser, and today's date. Did we update today's date? February 6th. Okay, showing browser. Fantastic. Order object, fantastic. Okay, now go back, close that. Xah flag keys, most advanced key binding. Let's go back to talk show, showing browser. Did we syntax color it? Yes. And here we mentioned these funny things. Okay. Bye.